So I am watching the dumbest show out. It is the dumbest show. And it's definitely like a throwback of from the 80s, the early 80s and the late 70s shows like Columbo. I mean, I think it's like a direct lift of Columbo. Now, I didn't watch Columbo. It was before my time and I know it was on syndication, but you know what? As I'm watching it, I had to go and like look at some old clips of Columbo, and sure enough, Natasha Lyonne is it's so funny that like they if you're recasting Columbo, you're thinking let's recast it with a guy. No, Natasha Leone is the perfect Columbo. I mean, she's doing what she's been doing since she came out, but she's talking with a So Poker Face is a 10 episode mystery of the week series following Natasha's character Charlie, who has this ability to know when people are lying. So she hits the road with her Plymouth, her old dusty Plymouth, probably from the 70s. And I was like, how's that still running? Because at first I was like, is this show shot in current times? But I saw current cars running down the streets. So she hits the road in her Plymouth Barracuda, and every stop is a new cast of characters, and strange crimes takes place. And she solves them. She solves them. Now, let's unpack that. In reality, now mind you, her character is on the run. She's on the run. She is on the run because it starts off as she's just this waitress in some off the strip, like off the strip casino. And she solves a crime that had to do with her friend, but in the midst, she gets caught up with the bosses, the owners of the casinos, who obviously are gangsters, so she has to get on out of town. So as she's in her Plymouth driving, she encounters yet another crime in another city. Then that's episode 2. Episode 3, another crime. Crime, every episode. How does one person encounter so much crime? I mean, from city to city. And then how does one person acquire so many jobs so fast? Like, she gets one job, then for whatever reason she gets fired, or either for whatever reason after she solves the crime she's out to the next city. Like, how does this happen? And then also, why is her hair so jacked up? Like, everything that Natasha Lyonne has been in, her hair is always jacked up. But you see her in interviews and her hair is done. Like, is that part of her writer that her hair is jacked up? Is that part of the contract that her hair is going to be jacked up? But I think it's funny that she does act like Columbo, just down to her cadence of voice, her tone of voice, and her pauses. Like, let me see if I understand this. So I mean, look, I think you should all watch Poker Face if you just want to watch something stupid and mindless, because the framework of each episode is exactly the same. You see a crime happen, then next thing you know, you see that she was working at the scene of the crime all alone. But we had no way. And then she starts getting a little nosy, sneaking around, figures out, she hears something from the alleged person. Why can I think? The alleged murderer, I guess. So she hears something and she instantly knows that they're lying to her. And then she says, that's bullshit. And with her brown cigarette. So then that makes her continue on to solve the crime. Crime solved. She's off to the next town. You see her next episode in another town. So like, the show actually is fun to watch and stupid to watch. I find myself laughing out loud because it's so dumb. But I don't know why I said but. Oh, and then you'll see a cast of characters, like stars in every episode that you wouldn't necessarily expect. You see like Lil Rel, he shows up in a dumb episode. Oh my God, that might be the dumbest episode. No. The dumbest episode is, I believe, episode 5, with Judith Light and Epatha. What's her name? Epatha, the black actress who's on the crime shows. Oh, Esapatha Murkison. That's her name. Then you just see like people just show up on these episodes. Dasha, who was her co-star from Orange is the New Black, Dasha Polanco, who played Daya on Orange is the New Black, is her friend who sets it off. Ellen Barkin and Tim Meadows from The Ladies Man, Angela from Who's the Boss, if you remember back far, if you're old enough to remember Who's the Boss. All these people show up on episode to episode. So if you really want to watch something mindless and dumb, watch Poker Face. Because I find myself laughing out loud at how dumb it is. I mean, who are you, Charlie? That's her name on the show. Who are you to come into my town and solve my crime and then skedaddle? Like, we might need you. We might need you later, Charlie. So drop into the comments and tell me what you think about Poker Face on Peacock. I think it's hilarious, if nothing else. It's definitely mindless and stupid. It's the dumbest show on TV, but I can't stop watching. Like and subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a friend.